fifth round of Pinnacle Sim Racing. My name is Alan Cavagnaro. Soup should be joining us in just a couple of moments. He is still at work, or at least leaving right now, and he's taking his dearest time. No, I'm kidding. He's rushing on home. And so for the meantime, in qualifying, we have 9 minutes remaining for him to join the session and for him to join us in the booth. So it is just me today, and we should be ready and rolling in just a moment. I mean, I need to send the link to the chat, and we should be good after that. So nobody has set a time yet so far today. We will check out the currently fitted and the fastest lap. That should be good. Right now, you are watching Tom. Sorry, this is a little bit late. We have 15 drivers today, which is a PSR record. It is only our 5th race, and it looks like we have 15 drivers, so that is all good as Tom runs over a sign. Back is Telecal in 2nd. 3rd is John. 4th is going to be Rob and Ikilu, the 2 Haas's. 5th is going to be Matty D, coming off a fantastic victory in Monaco last weekend. Next is Dougie Dude, a disappointing result for him. Down in 7th is FIFA. Again in the Williams, he makes a return. And another Williams is Steve, the legend of HRL. Back in 9th place is the other Haas driver of Ikilu. 10th is More Than Amazing, back in the Toro Rosso. 11th is going to be Altix, he makes a return on the PSR. 12th is going to be Cam and the other Renault. Down is the other Force India, he won the first race. It is Flair in 13th. 14th is Daniel UK, and 15th is George, making another return today. And here is Cam setting a 107.5 flat. So, again, a good time already to set on the board today. And something to be really, really optimistic as Matty D just absolutely crushes that time. Now, let me just do the leader. There you go, that should be good. So, Matty D sets a time of a 106.5. A couple other drivers trying to put in some times. Let me put the link in the PSR chat, and we should be ready and rolling. So if anyone wants to do that for me, that'd be fantastic. But if you are new to this channel, please like, subscribe, comment down below. This channel is based on commentaries. And if any of you are new, I'll introduce myself. I am Alan Cavagnaro, and I am a league commentator. I've been doing this for the past year, and I've counted how many league races I've commentated this year, more than 100. And I think that's a record out of all the league commentators. So I've done the most league commentaries you can imagine. So this is going to be a good one today in Spielberg. This is like my 5th time commentating at this track, and it's going to be a good one as Matty D almost gets ran over by the Haas driver. Let me just put the link and we'll be good. Here we go. So right now, Matty D does have the pole position. Something I pointed out was Flair is 2nd behind. I usually expect Flair to be, on top of his game, performing all teammates. We finally have Soup in our party or booth. How you doing, Soup?
I'm very well. Did I make good tracks?
Yeah, we are in Austria today, and we have 15 drivers, so it's going to be a good one.
Awesome.
Some bad news is I'm going to have to leave midway through the race, so halfway through, you're going to have to start up a stream on your channel and sort of put the link in the chat for PSR, if possible.
Right, yeah, fine. Let me just link up my account.
Okay.
Just to have ready.
Okay. We have 7 minutes left in qualifying, by the way. Just letting you know.
Oh, that's good. I make good tracks then.
Yeah.
I was at work watching qualifying.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to spoil it because half these drivers don't know who got pole, so we're not going to talk about it. But we'll just say it's not a Sauber. We'll just let you know. It's not a Sauber.
Yeah. It's not a Sauber.
Okay, so George set in a time that's only 1/10 off Matty D. So these two really look like they could challenge each other like last week. You remember when George and Matty D were battling each other? They came together in the 2nd sector, about to go into the hairpin, and they were battling each other really hard. I mean, to the point where they broke both of their front wings. Back in 3rd is Ikilu, and I remember Ikilu and George both battled each other really hard in Italy until lap 1 happened, and then George spun. So really, I think we'll have a competitive field today. Flair is back with us here. He set a banker lap. I do expect him to top his teammate, though, as he exits the pits. No, that's a Williams, my mistake. Well. So how was your day, Ben?
Pretty good, I guess.
Yeah.
Finally made it. There we are, in spectate mode. I'm here. So, yeah, I've got a glitch with More Than Amazing, who apparently is... Yeah, you know that glitch where you can see everything inside that's going on in the pit box in the spectate cam?
Yeah, do you see it right now?
Yes.
Oh,
we've got yellow in sector 2.
I'm not sure that is.
What's that?
I think it's just a random yellow.
Yeah, it's a lot of random yellows, as far as I can see.
Oh, no, never mind. There's a Red Bull spun off the track. That is Danny OUK. Sort of lost.
Yep.
Pulling a Kimi Räikkönen in Brazil.
Yeah, track's over here, Danny. Yeah,
there you go.
Straight on. Yeah, there you go. Good job.
You're back on track. That's good. So, George is only 10th behind. I did notice Flair is back out on the circuit as you finally joined the session. So I do feel like Flair is going to make a late run for pole position. We do have less than 5 minutes remaining. Go through the rest of the grid. Our points leader, Cam, stands fourth in qualifying so far today. So really, if he just keeps up the consistency, he could prevail at the end of the season. But again, in second is Telecal, but Matty D and Flair both have work to do. I mean, yes, both of them have wins at Force India, but neither of them are inside the top 3 due to the fact that they've only made 1 to 2 races. Now Flair is making a return after his victory in Silverstone, and last time Matty D was out on track, he ended up winning Monaco on his debut in second race in PSR, because he raced in Silverstone but crashed out.
Yeah, I remember that. Right, I'm looking at Danny right now. He hasn't actually set a lap, but he's on one right now. He's missed the apex. He had a turn 3 there. Spielberg, it's actually, I didn't realize it was that quick a lap in these new cars. 106s. That's really, really quick.
So the 2 drivers that have not set times yet so far today are FIFA Fan and Danny OUK. With FIFA, sort of not super. Never mind. He sets a time 29 seconds off the pace.
Wow!
The blistering speed of that Williams. So he's gonna set a time in 14th place. So I sort of expected these drivers to put in late runs as Dougie Dude has retired from the session.
Is that a crash? It is.
No.
Is it?
No, it's not.
That's a retirement. That was because I assume since it was the yellow flag that he had.
2 McLarens. Just run into each other. Because they both retired.
Williams who spun. FIFA Fans has spun, and he's pulling off to the side of the track. Danielle UK, he has set a lap, but it's 14th.
Like we said, most likely invalidated, because Danielle UK's lap has been invalidated, but Flair goes for the fastest time. 2:10.
Excellent lap. Now we've got to see, will they be able to dip into the 105s?
Yeah. Politics puts a time to be in 6th place. Steve.
So right now,
I just noticed Steve is into 4th.
Oh, he is as well. It's a good lap. But right now, we've got a Force India 1-2.
Yeah, and I'm used to seeing that, because remember back in the 2nd season of HRL, Flair and Alex were teammates, and those two could easily pull off 1-2s at tracks. They did that 3 times, I believe, back in Season 2, and, Force India got a podium in every single race they competed in back in Season 2. It's not the same for this season, but, I mean, 2 consistent teammates can really do the job.
I believe FIFA Fans has, in fact, lost his front wing.
Part of it. I can still...
Yeah.
He has not gotten a place seat, by the way, so that is the reason why. If he did, then I'd be concerned. But we have less than 2 minutes remaining in qualifying, and still many times to be set on the board. Matty D, like you said, is 2 tenths behind. George is 4 tenths. Steve is almost a full second. And then the 14th place to the lead is only 2 seconds, around 2 seconds off. Not even 2.5, just 2 seconds. So, I mean, they're closer than I thought they'd be. I mean, we have a lot more drivers than I thought we'd have as well. So, I mean, it's worked out for us today.
I think, yeah. Oh, wow, Matty D came out of that little sector and bounced across the sausage curbs and had his front end in the air.
We missed that one, but...
That's definitely done some floor damage. He's backed out, regained his senses, and going to have another lash at it.
So he's going to approach the final corner, tries to get the best exit, and he's going to start this lap, and it'll be his final time at trying to get a lap, unless if he cuts a corner and he's able to start the next lap. But going through the first corner, nice exit and entrance right there for Matty D. He's going to head uphill. Now we're going to head into turn number 2. Oh, never mind, he's retired because he's already down in the time most likely. So Flair right now will still hold pole position, and Matty D will be behind his teammate.
Oh my goodness me, George, huge accident.
Switch the camera at the right time.
That was the biggest crash I have ever seen in PSR.
Never seen anything like that.
Straight on a turn 1. Straight on a turn 1, bouncing across the curb, straight on into the wall, and that's... He's actually managed to get it nice conveniently in the gap in the barriers right there, so it's right in the corner where the marshals can get at it, but oh my god.
Yeah, I mean,
Moving
I was
on.
switching the camera, and it happened at the right time. I just saw him slam into the wall. I didn't even see it, but you can see the shoulder cam right there. Put on a good point of view. Let's take an onboard view with the TV pod. You can definitely see George in the corner there. There's Telecal pulled off as well.
Yep.
George is saying his lap is invalidated and he's retired.
So that means pretty much that Flair is your pole sitter. Can't see anybody challenging.
So, a little press release from Flair, saying, is he at war with the foam boards? It's a good point of view for this one. George, like he said, pole lap invalidated in time trial. I mean, his time trial lap was faster than a 1:06.2, most likely. That's what he said. But Ikilu's going to come across the line running out of fuel, so he'll put his lap in the board. He'll be 5th in the grid. It looks like Altic's back up to 6th is more than amazing, and 7th crosses the line. Cam is still on his final run as he has a slow Williams up ahead of him. Not sure if this is going to hold him up or not, but he's going to head through the final...
Oh, that's not helping.
Oh, no. Oh.
That's not helping.
Did not help at all. Caused him to ran wide in the final corner, but Cam is going to go through the final corner now. As it looks like he'll cross the line, second to last one, and moves up to
P4.
4th. Ooh, nice lap.
That's what he needed to keep his championship hopes alive, keep himself at the top. But let's hope George is all right.
Yeah.
There's
So
your grid.
there's your grid. Flair on 1st, 2nd Matty D, 3rd George, 4th Cam, 5th Steve, 6th Ikilu, 7th Altix, 8th More Than Amazing, 9th Dougie, 10th Telecal, 11th Rob, 12th John, 13th Tom, 14th Daniel UK. Rounding up the top 15 is FIFA, 8 seconds off the pace, a 1:15. But again, the top 10 are within 1.3 seconds of each other, and it appears to be the top 7 or top 8 are within a full second of each other. So really, it's really close, believe it or not. Closest I've ever seen in PSR.
Indeed. Nobody's decided to go for an alternate tyre strategy. Top 10 will start on ultra softs, and the rest have free tyre choice. So from Telecal down, they'll have choice of whether they want to go on to the harder compounds, which are the super softs and softs, I think, are available first this weekend.
So yes, quickly before we start this Grand Prix, we remind everyone, if you want to be involved in this community, you can, and if there's any tweet, you can do hashtag PSR F1 or go to the website, I think is it PSR? I forgot the own
Wow, it doesn't
URL.
know his own website.
Yup, psronline.weebly.com, because I barely check the website, because I go to the Weebly version in the editor. So, I know. Criticize me if you want, but you've probably never seen the website.
I have seen the website.
What, like once or twice?
Twice.
Once?
Twice, 3 times.
Okay, so there you go. So, no formation laps, so these drivers will be ready and rolling. Here we go. The 5 red lights for Flair and Matty D. 2 Force Indias on the front row. 5 red lights are out, lights out, and away we go, and it looks like Flair gets off to a steady start. I can see a Red Bull already pursuing a chase. Dougie Dude will pass the Toro Rosso in turn 1, diving up to the inside.
There's been contact!
Whoa, that
is a huge crash.
Big collision. That was a Red Bull deciding to just pull a Danny Kvyat, and there's already 3 wide off that incident. I'm not sure what happened there, but there's a lot of battles entering turn number 2. However, there's a car off in the grass with the Renault of Altix trying to pass what it is to be Steve in the Williams. I'm not sure what happened in turn 1.
That was literally Danny Kvyat in 2016.
Or 2017.
Is what I just saw there. Or 2017.
Either one. He probably did it in both.
We got Steve and John going at it, but he has to back out of that. Cam has actually managed to jump P3. More Than Amazing is up to P4.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect to see that. We'll look at position changes already. It's a fantastic start for John Dog, by the way. He gained 5 spots already in 1 lap. More Than Amazing 4.
Yeah, but George down to P12. That's been a pretty bad start from him. He's involved in that accident. Saw him go around in a spin, but Flair holds on to the lead. Matty D second, and Cam has managed to get to P3. More Than Amazing P4. Steve P5. Altic losing the rear P6. And we got a nice little train here. John, Rob, and IQ. 2 Hasses going at it into turn 1. That might end in messy as it goes down the inside, and there's a little bit of contact made there, and they're still going at it side by side as Rob, I think, has got that move done. He's just about ahead there, and John might try and fight back, but I think that's not going to be it. And George down the inside of the other Haas of Aikulu. They're going at it there, and I think he's got that move done. Nice slick move from him there.
Yep. There
Yellow
is
flag.
Yellow flag in sector 2. No, that's a
yeah,
red
that was
goal
contact between Danny and Dougie because there's definitely front wing damage between them.
Yep, you also forgot to point out that FIFA is into the pits, and we'll go back to the tire choice here. But yeah, I can see the Red Bull of John holding up George, and I'm not sure if George is live streaming at all, because he was earlier in this session. I told him to stop streaming because it does cause lag, and he's still lagging. I saw him dive bomb in turn 2.
Whoa, here we go.
Trying to get to the inside of John in the penultimate corner for lap number 2.
This isn't. Oh, nice move. John leaves the door open. Woo. Nice and clean.
Oh, but the Red Bull's gonna look to the inside, but backs out of it. I thought he looked to the inside, but looks to be 12th and 13th. The two McLarens trying to chase down Telecal. They're gonna go to the outside in this corner and trying to look, but Telecal dives it in there, hops over the yellow curbing. However, he's gonna be under attack from Tom down the straight. Can he make a move?
Aikulu's has got past John on the straight as well.
John may try and dive it down back down to the inside, but lock up from Aikulu. He's going to hang on at P9. Pass for 11th place, however. Telecal is going to maintain 11th against Tom, who's in 12th. And there's Dougie Dude, his teammate trying to get by. I thought they would have done team orders by now due to this championship and their pace. I thought I would have let Dougie by now, but it looks like Tom is disobeying those team orders from McLaren. Not anything
Dougie
they
has
want to
front
see.
wing damage.
Yep, that is probably why. Front wing damage, but checking that back up to the front of the grid. Flares pulling away. It is a 1.2 second gap. Behind that is, I'll look back at Matty D. There's a yellow in sector 3, however.
We got a yellow.
Oh, that
is Altix. Oh, big crash! That's robbing the wall.
Oh. I missed that one. Not sure what happened there. You said big crash. I saw a lot of smoke come out at once, and Rob 2K is the first retirement of this Grand Prix 4 laps in. That also causes Dougie to pit because he does have some front wing damage also. Safety car is turned off, so we're not going to have any of that shenanigans like we've had the past couple of weeks, but...
Yeah, well, Altix, I think, was involved. Rob must have been trying to get past. But, anyways, move on. George is looking for a way past the Ferrari. And is he going to have a little dive bomb down the inside here? I think he has, and yes, and he's hit the Haas, but gets away with it, so he's got past. John not putting up too much of a fight there, knows he's probably not got quite the pace in that Ferrari to keep up with the Mercedes.
Yeah, again, I was surprised by that. The Red Bull to the inside, moves under braking back to the outside. The front wing almost broke on Tom back in 10th place, and now it looks like John trying to go to the inside to defend, but around the outside goes Telecal.
Nice move.
Fantastic. Goes around the outside before we approach the little S section around this short track in Austria. I think it's the shortest track on this calendar we have today. Definitely a good one to be at. But so far, 5 laps in.
Here comes
another yellow.
Sector 1.
That is slow. Slow FIFA.
Yeah. And yeah, George here comes on Aikulu to the outside towards turn 1, almost banging wheels. DRS open, he's not going to get that because Aiku's going to defend, but he will get the cutback on the exit, and that was a big oversteer moment. He should have another... DRS isn't on this part, actually, and he has got past, but will Aikulu try and come back at him? No. So George should have that, but will he have DRS? Yeah, Aikulu does have DRS, anyway. But definitely too far back.
Yeah,
so
definitely
that's George
too far
up to P6.
I actually think Telecal is closer than Ikkulu, then Iki is closer than George should be on. There's another yellow in Sector 2 that is, not sure who it was. But it looks like John is also reeling in Tom. It also looks like Tom got by the Ferrari of John, so he's working his way through the grid. But hold on, I thought I saw a spin. But it looks to be everyone single file now. The 2-4 Indy is pulling off a gap. Matty D is actually reeling in Flair, to be honest. I didn't think that'd be possible.
He's got the DRS.
Yes,
keep
before
him within
that,
DRS range.
Before that, it was around 7/10. So really, I think he found a way to catch up to his teammate and to put on a good battle today. Back in 3rd is Cam, our points leader. 4th is More Than Amazing. 5th is PFC Steve. 6th is George. 7th is going to be Ikilu. 8th is Telecal. 9th is Tom pitting. That'll transfer back to 9th for John. 10th is Tom. 11th is Danny OUK. 12th is Dougie Dude. 13th Altix. 14th FIFA, who's ghosting. And 15th, the retirement, is Rob 2K. 6 laps in. So, we've had a couple pit stops so far in the Grand Prix today, most of them due to damage with the front wing, but seeing how Matty D is keeping up with Flair, do you think he'll be able to reel him in?
Well, you can see Flair has pulled a gap again of 1.2, and so maybe perhaps He's just controlling the pace, controlling his tire wear, just to make Matty D perhaps think that he's catching him, and then releases the power, and away he goes again. So perhaps playing a psychological game here.
Yeah. There was some lag with Ikilu as well. I looked on board with him, and it looks like Telecal just got by him, and at the same time there was some lag, almost making contact. So that would have been bad, but yeah, more lag from Ikilu. So oh, whoa, hold on.
Oh, here we go. Telecal's got past him.
Yeah, on my screen, he just went in the air, Ikilu, so he needs to really sort out his lag, or internet, I mean. It looks like Telecal went off the circuit in the final corner.
Ikilu is coming in, he's lost a bit of his front wing.
That's probably why, probably some lag and got into Telecal. Telecal right about in the final corner as well.
Indeed, Steve has caught more than amazing for P4. So we should see a move here, DRS on the Williams, and this should be relatively easy.
Yep, a battle between the two Brits, more than amazing. Will go defensive to the inside. He'll give Steve the outside. If he can pull that off, he'll do the switchback, but no, hangs on to it. But now he's going to look back to the inside again. There goes Steve. He's going to have his lane to the inside. He'll easily get that position, but maybe around the outside. Oh, just
play
enough.
To him. He's holding on. And he tried his damnedest to keep ahead, but he's not done yet, you know. Yeah.
Still has a shot. He may try dive it down to the inside. Penultimate corner, more than amazing, is not done yet. Oh, around the outside.
And in he comes.
Yeah.
I think he just wanted to have a bit of fun there.
Yeah, that was some good fun to commentate over. So Steve will go back into the 4th place. He'll have his job now, and his job in his hands to gain on Cam in 3rd. 2nd, Matty D. 1.6 seconds, so the gap is now increasing, and in the lead is Flair yet again today. So if a problem does happen, Matty D will be there to take advantage, but I don't think we'll see our 5th different winner this season. I mean, it was good to see the nice first 4 winning. Now I don't think we'll see a 5th different winner now, that knowing that the top 3 have won a race so far this season.
Indeed. Well, more than amazing has put a fresh set of ultra softs on, so he will have to stop again, which is interesting. So they're able to bring these about, well, the leaders are still going, so I'm not sure what the life on these ultra softs, since it's such a short track, they might be able to bring them a little bit longer than you would expect them to.
So a little press release from Rob2K. This was put out earlier, but coming from Rob2K saying someone banned FIFA now for smashing up everyone at the start, and Altix for reversing into the track. You are.
Oh, Daniel LUK off the track. Sorry to interrupt.
Yep, it's okay. Daniel UK off the track. He was running in the 9th position. Does not lose any positions, however, but it looks like John is actually getting closer to more than amazing, believe it or not. I mean, I thought they'd pull away, but that gap is actually, never mind. That was the Williams. That was
due to pit stops.
Yeah, never mind. I thought that Williams was more than amazing. But John is still in 8th. 9th is Danny OUK. And, yeah, I mean, there's only one retirement so far today. It's Rob2K. A little disappointed off the start. I'd love to see some footage, because, again, I'd like to see some stuff. But, right now, the gap between him and Flair and Matty D is now 2.5 seconds. So, really, Flair is starting to realize that if he didn't pick up the pace, his teammate would reel him in. So, he started to put on a charge, and he is increasing that gap. But, something I'll look at, I mean, 12th and 13th, Altix and Tom, they could be going at a battle for 12th place right now.
Yep. So Tom, of course, he's stopped for soft tires. He's playing the long game. He might even make it to the end if he nurses them. But I don't think he's going to be able to put up too much of a fight against the super softs on Altix car, but we shall see.
Yeah, they head in the 2nd corner. Late braking from Altix will just give him the advantage to take an onboard view. He's going to chase Tom down the straight. He broke part of his front wing, and he'll try and go side by side with Tom. He's going to have the inside. He does have DRS, and he's going to get ahead of Tom, but which one can do the late braking better? Around the outside goes Tom. He's going to almost run him wide. Tom ran out of room, but if he gave him just enough, I think he would have gotten by him. So Tom, I wouldn't say lucked out on it, just a bad opportunity for him. He fell back to 13th. Now, no, Altix.
Oh, he's hit the gravel!
Oh! Just ran a little wide.
Heart-stopping.
Yeah, those two are just going at it. And not preferred between these two. I mean, both of them are trying to get in a point-paying position, battling for the 13th position, by the way. Not preferred between them. But right now, down the straight, DRS will be open again for Tom. And he'll be trying to pass Altix yet again. And again, Diving in
to
turn
the
one.
So that's not going to work there, boys.
Yeah. Yeah, due to that, Altix had to give him just enough room and ran wide in turn one. He went over the yellow curbing, and we forgot to mention that if you go over the yellow curbing in turn one and turn two, it's really not going to help your race car. You can really just lose the back end. A lot of overs here.
There's also a battle for P3, a battle for P9 going on right now. And Steve and George are in the pit lane.
Looking back for... Oh, looks like Telecal's in the pits. More Than Amazing stays out. Looking back with Dougie Dude, yes, he's reeling in Danny OUK for the 9th position. He's going to be all over him, and look behind. You can see Ikilu looking in the distance, so it could be a 3-car battle. And looking to get by, as looks like the man holding his ground is Danny OUK.
He's run wide.
Yep, he's ran wide. This will give the opportunity back to Dougie Dude down the straight. Deers will be available. Can he make a move before turn one? He may try and dive it down to the inside, but he's mature. He knows better and stays clear as cars are exiting the pits now, and Ikilu was all over him in turn one. I think he actually gave him a little bump.
Telecal lost out there. He's now behind this big group, so he's got to try and make his way through.
Yeah, so that's going to definitely hold him up, unless if there's a 3-car incident between all of them. So really, as you can see, the Williams there, FIFA, I think he's left the session as well, but this huge cluster will take it on board with Ikilu, and right now he's trying to get back in 9th place, or get out of that single point paying position. But if I were Ikilu, I'd be patient and wait for Dougie and Danny OUK to battle each other. That's what they could be doing right now. It's lap 12 out of 36. And really, what I expect these two to be doing is to try and pass each other. This could have... Whoa, Ikilu! Whoa, what a save! You had an onboard shot of that. That was a fantastic
He's going to need some
move.
new pants, but he's going to keep it on.
Yep,
keep
More
the
Than
throttle
Amazing.
in.
More Than Amazing
Cam
gets
in.
by Cam. Yep. So Cam is into the pits.
Yeah, More Than Amazing is a big winner here. He's made us stop a
Whoa,
little bit earlier.
whoa,
So.
whoa,
Here
running
we go.
wide is Dougie and Danny OUK. By goes Ikilu for 9th. He now has a shot at passing Danny OUK for 8th place. And at turn 1, it looks like Danny runs wide. And he'll have the opportunity here.
Oh, it's going to be 3 wide.
Oh boy, this is going to be awesome. Maybe try to make it 3 wide.
Yeah, Dougie Dude's come back, so let's see what happens here. There's a bit of contact as he goes late on the brakes, and Ikilu's going to cut back again and see if he can get past the McLaren. And of course, Telecal is lurking in the background, licking his lips.
Licking his lips for sure. I mean, you have behind Ikilu. He's trying to go to the inside of Dougie, where Dougie dives to the inside as Danny runs wide, but just enough to stay on the track. We forgot to mention Maddie's into the pits. He put on the soft tires. That means More Than Amazing should likely get ahead of Maddie, but it's still a 3-car pack as it looks like Dougie ran wide. Through the little S section they go, lap 13 out of 36. And really, maybe can Ikilu go to the position? It would be wheel to wheel in penultimate corner. Can he put up a threat against Danny OUK to the inside? Now he can chase after Danny as he gets ahead of Dougie. So to the final corner. Looks like Danny OUK will be ahead, but Ikilu again looking behind. There is Dougie back in 10th place.
Telecal.
Yep, now Telecal's going to go to the inside of Dougie, so the real loser is Dougie, who is... Actually, nope, never mind, Telecal's run wide.
He's run wide.
There's a yellow in one of the sectors. Don't know who that is. Oh, that... Oh!
I'm not sure.
Well, that's Flair.
it's
That's
Tom.
Flair. No, that's Flair spinning. Flair's spinning, and Tom's retired. In two separate parts of the track. Flair's left the session.
Look where he's crashed.
Yeah, Flair's left the session. Flair's left the session. Something must have happened. Dougie's retired as well.
The two McLarens are out.
What just happened? I'm not sure.
That is incredible.
Everything happened at once. I have no clue.
Thomas had a big crash on the pit straight there.
Yeah. I think he just lost it back into the final corner. And the incident with Flair is you never see a mistake out of this man till now. And it's the first time today he's made one, and the first time this season he's made a mistake.
Meanwhile, Ikilu, here he comes on Danny.
Oh, to the inside as Danny runs wide behind. As you can see, Danny and Telecal right there, as looks like Telecal ran wide. So,
But Flair is now down to P7 after that.
Yep, I mean, he's just exiting the pits now.
Cam has got a shot at P2.
Looks like both of the cars get by the AI of Flair. And, I think he just rage quit. I think he just spun out. No explanation for that. Just one little mistake. So Matty D takes the lead, and he has a 4.5 or almost 5-second gap to More Than Amazing. What a day it would be for More Than Amazing to win. Remember, he does have Cam half a second behind him. So this could be a fantastic show to put on for the fans in Spielberg. We could see our 5th different winner. Flair is now out of this race, and things just got a lot more interesting.
Indeed. So, I think it can happen in Grand Prix racing, and it usually does, and it just did. So, Cam, I think he's been extremely consistent now with his championship leads. This is really going to help him if he can stay in these podium positions. But we have how many drivers? 12 drivers left. 3 retirements.
12 drivers left. I mean, it's still pretty good. I mean, we're only halfway through this or a little bit, or almost halfway through this Grand Prix.
Oh, more than amazing. Give them the squeeze to the inside. But the Cam's going to have that inside line now, and he's going to say thank you very much. And he's going to nab that place off him, unless More Than Amazing fights back. And not quite going to be there, but he's still trying to hold it to the inside. If he's going to give it a little fight back, yes he does, dives down the inside, and let's see what he can do here, side by side, through the long left-hander. It's so hard to do here. More Than Amazing is still trying to hold on. They're still side by side, and can he cut back again? I don't know, but he will have DRS down the main straight here, so I wouldn't count him out, but Steve is lurking in the background now, so he could be a real threat in the coming laps.
I have to give a round of applause for Cam. I've never seen him fight for a position that hard in my life, so congrats to Cam on getting 2nd place. Now he has his mission set out in front of him to catch Matty D. So 6.5 seconds and 16 laps through. He has his plan set in front of him. As you can see, Steve in the background going through the rest of the grid. It's a couple seconds between each car, but that was a fantastic battle through the S's. I mean, More Than Amazing definitely put up a fight. He did have the advantage through the inside, but Cam had the powerful car and went around the outside and took P2. So now the top 2 have won a race so far this season. So we could definitely see something going on between Matty D and Cam if they gain each other. But we're getting a press release now from Flair saying he ended up spinning and he decided to leave. So not the best.
Okay. Oh, never mind. It was just a glitch. Carry on.
So not the best day for Flair. He's still in 9th place, believe it or not. Saying that the game is a joke, but talking about Dougie now, the reason why Dougie retired is love getting destroyed in Turn 1 by FIFA. So that's what happened with Dougie with him retiring. So we have 3 retirements today. The 2 McLarens, Flair leaving, and Rob 2K in lap 4, I believe. So yeah, I mean, I'm surprised you haven't seen any more, are you?
Yeah, I guess. Austria is such a tough track, and the fact that there's still 12 drivers running is quite a miracle. Yeah, I mean, we have John coming in the pits now. So that should... I'm kind of surprised he's coming in. Has he got? I think he's got front wing damage. Let me have a look. Yeah, I think he does.
Yep, I'm coming to the pits now. It looks like they will put on a new set of tires, and they will repair that front wing. So definitely, as Flair's AI will pass John down the straight, as Altix and Danny should be getting by as well if possible. But he's just been released from the pits, so he'll have to get through the end of this straight now. Gets off, and John in a lonely 10th place. I mean, he could get ahead of Danny OUK, but that's gonna be questioned. Nope. Okay, so he has FIFA
such a tough pit exit. That's why they're taking it so easy on the way out, because it's very easy to smash into that wall.
But in the meantime, when we were talking, Steve has reeled in More Than Amazing for 3rd place, so there could be a battle brewing up between these two, and it could get very interesting.
Indeed, it could. So yeah, Steve, he's putting on a good show once again. Be nice to see him get a podium here, and then Altix has got past the AI of Flair.
I need to go for like 5 minutes, so can you just say stuff? Hold on a second.
Stuff.
Okay, just talk about the race. Hold on a second.
Seconds behind Steve, and I think he is going a little bit quicker. So we're just seeing his pit board come out on the cameras. We can see 6.2 the previous lap, now 4.8. So it's been a pretty not the greatest race for him. Let's say taken out of turn 1 by a dive bomb of the century from a Red Bull. But let's see. Steve has definitely reeled in More Than Amazing 0.02. Well, he's now 0.8. Yeah, just saying, George is definitely catching at a very, very high rate of speed.
for 4th place. Yeah, I mean, these two are definitely reeling each other around. I mean, Steve pulling in MTA at a very fast rate, and George pulling in as well. So we get to see a 3-car battle like we saw a couple laps ago with Ikilu and a couple other drivers. So really, it's definitely gonna be a good battle as Danny UK gets by the AI
Steve on the
up there.
brakes. Steve was good on the brakes there. He got really close up to More Than Amazing, and could we see another move that he did similar to Cam? Not quite. So Altic's in the pits right now as well. Looks like a damaged front wing for him. But back to this 3rd place battle. It should happen in this next lap because Steve has pulled a second out of him, and George is going extremely quickly, pulling a second a lap almost out of these guys. So George it's great recovery from him actually for this race. He's I mean, he was taken out of turn 1, so it's impressive that he's pulled so much time.
So I just forgot to mention, I mean, Cam is reeling in Matty D at a very, very, very slow rate of 1/10 in every 3 laps, I noticed. That probably changes. I mean, Cam is gaining, but just like a slug, it's taking a while. So we're going to look back at the battle for 3rd between More Than Amazing, Steve and George, who actually are really close now. I mean, last lap it was sort of different. But for the people watching this stream that are in the league and in the chat right now, if you could stop arguing at the moment right now, would love to finish this race. And also, people are racing as well, and they'll see the notification, so just wait till the end of the race and use PMs as well. Thank you very much. But we go back to that battle for 3rd place, lap 20, and More Than Amazing trying to hang on against Steve. Remember, last time we saw Steve league racing and get a victory was season number 2 of HRL. This is technically season number 5, but it's a new league, so season number 1 of PSR. He was a season 1 champion as well. We'd like to bring up those past stats, so really, he's always driven for Williams in his whole entire career, so he does have that going for him, and does have that luck. But most likely, like to point out as well that hasn't won a long time, and he's just coming back to league racing, so really, I'd like to see him get another podium today. It'd be fantastic if he got by MTA, but More Than Amazing, it's not going to podium yet this season. And Toro Rosso barely has any points, but now he's opened up DRS down the straight. He'll be pulling against the Toro Rosso. Maybe to the inside, he's looking as he does late braking, but looks like MTA does him better, but around the outside, looks like More Than Amazing trying to defend from this as the Williams looks to the inside. But now he's going to look back to the inside again. There's a bump. And the Renault behind trying to get by that is Altix, I believe. He's just a spectator of this. And, you know, eventually you're going to see these 4 cars together. You can see George in the background. Remember, Altix is a lap down compared to these guys. So he's going to have to let someone by. But now it looks like More Than Amazing going defensive to the inside. Steve around the outside. Yeah, MTA is going to come into the pits. And it looks like he'll make his 2nd pit stop of the day in lap number 22.
Steve to P3, but he's not going to be put there for long, I think, because there's George in DRS range.
Yep, he's definitely been reeling him in. He has some challenge to put up against. And something I noticed so far this season, George has 2 runner-up finishes, but not a single victory. I think George would like to change that today. I mean, last time he won an HRL was Season 4, the Belgian Grand Prix, and that's technically last season, so it wasn't that long ago, but he's back in this league, and something's different, because Matty D has taken the league by storm, because if he wins today, he'll make it back-to-back and become the first driver to go back-to-back in this league, so that'd be something to note down. So we look through the grid, and we're going to go down the grid order yet again. Matty D in 1st, 2nd Cam, 3rd Steve, 4th George, 5th More Than Amazing, 6th Telecal, 7th Ikilu, 7th Ikilu, 8th Daniel UK, 9th John, 10th Flair, 11th Altix, and 12th FIFA. Go back to the battle for 3rd between Steve and George. And something I find ironic as it looks like he's going to come into the pits.
George is coming in. Oh, sorry, Steve is in.
Yep. Something I find ironic is that back in Season 4 of HRL, George was the one who drove the Williams, and he's the one who was the number 1 driver for that team. Back in Seasons 1 and 2, Steve was the number 1 driver for that team, so both of them have driven for Williams. I mean, imagine next season if they were teammates. That'd be sort of hilarious. I know these two are fast drivers, so I mean, what an experience! What experience it'd be for these two.
just to see, can Steve beat MTA out of the pits? It's going to be so close.
Oh, but off the pits.
He has got in front.
Undercut. So the undercut does work to perfection for More Than Amazing. Gets ahead of Steve. Telecal's into the pits as well. He is up to 6th place, but they're fixing that front wing, so it looks like Ikalu will get by. Danny OUK might as well. I think he will. There's a chance John could as well, but Telecal's already away, so it could be a tough chance for the two Red Bulls to come to an encounter in turn 1. Most likely, that'll be Danny OUK getting by Telecal.
In comes Cam.
Yeah, Cam is in as well. The man running in 2nd place. Look at pit stops. So it looks like most of these drivers have done 1 stops today. He's going to go in for his 2nd stop. That reminds us that Matty D has to make a 2nd pit stop as well. When is he going to do that?
I don't think he will. He's on soft tires. I think he's going to 1 stop.
There's a chance that could work. George has been promoted to 2nd place. And back in 3rd is still Cam. As More Than Amazing is coming off the final corner, so Cam should maintain his position. Off and away he goes. Forgot to mention, Cam is sporting a sort of Halloween-themed helmet. I think it's just orange and black, but he says it's a Halloween-themed helmet. So nice to see he's getting in the Halloween spirit. That does happen in a couple days, by the way, October 31st. But he's made a 2nd pit stop so far today. He's back in 3rd place. I mean, George is 10 seconds up the road, but for him to gain on him is going to be really hard due to the fact that, actually, hold on, FIFA's left the session, but what I was mentioning is that for him to gain on George, really, he has to push his car towards the entire Grand Prix, with George really making a couple mistakes, and George never really makes mistakes, besides Monaco.
This could be tasty. The two Red Bulls going at it, Danny LUK and Telecal.
Yep.
So, inter-team rivalry, he's definitely blocking him here. Telecal should down the inside on fresh Ultra Softs. Will he get it done? No. Big lock up from Daniel OK. He'll shoot to the inside and we'll get that one done. And there's contact made. And
no.
Almost reminiscent of the two Mercedes in 2016. No space given. None of them wanted to yield, and around went Telecal.
Yeah. So
and that's promoted John to P7.
Yeah, I was gonna say Christian Horner must be fuming. I mean, I didn't think that would happen. They're teammates, and I wouldn't say they know each other, but I mean they've raced against each other, and they should know how to handle these situations. And a roundy win, so that works out in the favor of John as he got by both bulls. As now the prancing horse is ahead, so now he's back into 7th. He was running outside of the top 10 earlier, but we look up through the grid, and something I was going to point out is that the gap between Matty D and George is 17 seconds. It's still 17 seconds, so really, I think Matty D is faster because he's on the harder compound, but he is maintaining that gap and actually increasing the gap very little. So, Cam is back in 30s, he's reeling in. George, it was 10 seconds, now
George
it is 8.5.
Yep.
So, George is into the pits. Most likely, he'll get passed by Cam as he goes to the final corner. So
he
George
may get passed by both of these guys as well. Steve and More Than Amazing. Steve has reeled him in once again.
Yep.
So where is George? Is he on his way out? He will get passed by those guys actually. So he's going to lose. He's the big loser here actually. But he does have fresh Ultrasofts. Will he get out in front of Steve? No, he won't. But he does have fresh Ultrasofts and he's very, very quick. So
sure.
this will be a three-way battle for the podium right here.
Yeah, not sure why you put on the Ultrasofts. I mean, there's 11 laps to go. Not sure how much these tires can go, but I'm surprised he put on the Ultrasofts. I thought I would have put on the Supersofts.
I think it's their limit. I think it's their limit is about a 10 to 11 laps, so he's pushing him.
That makes sense. I thought it was around 7 or 8 laps, but I think that was the old game that did that.
He'll just about do it, I think.
Yeah. So, looks like Steve is right with More Than Amazing, the place that you saw him in 10 laps ago. So it's going to get interesting between the two because I expect a good battle between More Than Amazing and Steve, both British drivers, both fighting for a podium in the final podium spot on the grid. Both of them have made 2 pit stops today as we head to the final 10 laps of this Grand Prix. Matty D has led a good portion of them, but Force India has led every single one of them as they've done a phenomenal job so far this season. They did their first front row lockup between Matty D and Flair. And right now, every single Force India has led a lap so far today, and they've led every single lap today that team has done. So Cam is back in 2nd, 3rd is More Than Amazing, 4th is Steve, maintaining a half-second gap to More Than Amazing. When do you think he'll be able to get by?
Well, I'm quite surprised that More Than Amazing is holding on for as long as he is, but I would reckon another lap and a half I think he's going to be able to hold on for. maximum.
Yep.
Oh, and team orders have taken effect as Telecal has got by Daniel. Okay, this time without contact. And there he goes, fastest lap. Telling his teammate to shut up.
I think he just said that because he felt bad. I think because he knew either caused that or just something happened. But looking through the grid, and it looks to be between More Than Amazing and Steve. Now it is 3/10. Last lap it was 6/10. So these two will be definitely going at it this lap. Coming across the line for lap number 28. It is 9 laps to go in the Austrian Grand Prix. Fastest lap for George. So these Ultrasofts definitely playing a part. I forgot to say, Ultrasofts for Steve as well. So really, these two could be a huge threat for the Red Bull of More Than Amazing.
Yeah, well, Steve definitely lost out through turn 1, as Steve definitely caught up, George caught up to him very much there. And is he diving it down the inside? Yes, he is. Bang! And through.
So he takes up 4th position. I would have waited.
A second bite of the cherry. I think Steve might come back at him. I'm pretty sure he will. He'll go to the inside, and Steve's going to dive it down the inside here. He leaves the door open, and George will get the cut back, but Steve defends that very, very cleverly. But this seems familiar. Cameron More Than Amazing did this earlier. Will he back out? Yes, he will. So George will have to try it again.
I'm surprised that happened. I would have just waited till he got close enough to the Toro Rosso, but they felt like they needed a battle. Now the gap between Steve and More Than Amazing again is a full second, so that 6/10 they worked up over 5 laps is now gone. So George really needs to be more patient if he wants any shot at catching a podium today, because there are 3 drivers in contention for 3rd place, and really, like we said, only one of them is going to get that position, but going defensive into turn 1 looks to be that the Williams is hanging on against George, and it looked like that the Williams of Steve went defensive on the inside in turn 1, but now as we head up into turn number 2 uphill, can there be a dive bomb again? Please no, as they do back out of it. However, George is really just setting up for an overtake.
Oh, George, huge oversteer coming through there.
Very close for George, yeah. I'm surprised it happened on my screen. I didn't see that, but I think it was just either lag for you or something else.
Must have been something to do with the lapped car, but Steve got DRS off of FIFA there, so his teammate helping him out there. But More Than Amazing, that has really helped him just build a small gap and just help him a little bit, but it's not going to last too long because these guys are closing in very fast once again, and they're back within DRS range. But yeah, Matty D is still leading by a margin of 22.8 seconds.
Oh, there's going to be a battle.
Here comes George.
Oh, he could have had a shot, but I think he's either going to wait or he's going to do it now. He's going to dive it to the inside and do it now.
No.
Backs out of it.
There's 7 laps to go, so there is still time. But this is getting very, very tasty between these 3 drivers. 3 different manufacturers going hard at it for the podium spot. Williams,
you mean team?
Mercedes, and Toro Rosso.
I wouldn't say manufacturers because there's no Ferrari in the mix of that. Or engine suppliers.
Teams,
yeah, teams. So 2 Mercedes-powered engines, and I believe that's either a Renault or a Ferrari. I'm not sure which one the Toro Rosso is. Okay.
It says Ferrari, but it's actually Renault.
Well, no, they fixed that in the recent update, I believe. Or back when the game was released. But, yeah, originally said Ferrari, but leading the way in 3rd place is More Than Amazing. Back behind is Steve. He's gotten even closer than ever. We'll take an onboard view with Steve to make sure if he can get the job done. I think George has realized that if he wants a shot at the podium, he's going to have to wait till Steve gets by More Than Amazing, and then he's going to have to take a lunge to the inside, maybe at More Than Amazing, and then they could finally battle, and then More Than Amazing could definitely be looking at a chance to get back the position. But down the straight, we head to 6 laps to go on board with Steve. There's a battle between Telecal and John, however. Looking on board with John, looks like Telecal gets by, so he's in the top 7 now. 17 seconds ahead of him is Ayiki Liu, and he's looking to get by.
I sense another George dive bomb here. Steve's definitely going defensive this time, but it leaves just enough gap, and Steve's going for it! Whoa. And he goes down the inside, and they're making contact as they go through the second turn there. And has Steve got it? Yes, he has.
Finally, he has got him. I thought George was going to try and join that party as well, but I think he was smart as well. Now going down to the inside!
Contact.
What was he doing? Off goes the Toro Rosso! Oh no, now it's only going to be a 2-car battle.
Steve and George are going at it again. More Than Amazing. What was he thinking of there?
Oh, all I was thinking in my mind, that definitely looked like the 1997 finale.
I was just
with
about to say
yeah,
that, Jack
it looked
Villeneuve
like
and
that.
Michael Schumacher.
I was watching a video on that today as well on the F1 channel. But, yeah. So now it's going to be Steve versus George. Both of them have podiums so far this season. Who will get the final one?
He's already got him.
Wheel to wheel, down the straight. Can Steve hang the inside? No, he cannot. So around the outside goes George. He takes the final podium position with just 6 laps to go.
And More Than Amazing has decided enough is enough and comes into the pit lane. So that's a real shame for him. You'd think it was just desperation crept in there. And he's gone on to a new set of Ultra Softs. IQ Lou is going to take P5 now. But, wow.
Good day for Haas. I mean, they're in the top 5. I mean, Rob Duque isn't in the race anymore, but I mean, it's still a good day to definitely be looking at these drivers for Rob Ikilu after getting pole in Italy. Comes to this track, doesn't get pole, but he's inside the top 5, which is something he needs if he wants to run full time this season and impress Haas for next season.
Indeed. Well, I would have to assume that Steve and George's tyres are absolutely shot at this point. So now I think it's just a case of just tyre management, try and get to the end. I don't think they're going to be able to catch Cam within that time, unless there's a mistake. And George, well, I say their tyres have gone off. George, fastest lap.
I think you're wrong. I mean, these tires do have a couple laps left in life in them, so I'm not surprised that we're seeing fastest laps out of either George, Steve, and, you know, More Than Amazing and Telecal come close to each other. Something I forgot to point out, by the way, John and Telecal still within 3 seconds of each other after that pass was made. But George and Steve definitely will be talking to each other after the race. Maybe talk some things over. Maybe ask him, hey, what was that pass, or what was going on with More Than Amazing. I think More Than Amazing we're gonna have to talk or interview as well. I mean, despite not getting on the podium today, but definitely we're gonna have to talk to him. I mean, at least get something out of him, because I'm not sure what he was thinking. I think that was the biggest move I've ever seen. That was the biggest dive bomb I've ever seen out of him.
Yeah, it was incredible. He was very, very lucky that Steve didn't do a Michael Schumacher and hit him. So that really did help George get past eventually, because Steve left the door open for him, allowed More Than Amazing to continue on his way to the gravel trap. But then George, of course, was able to cut back and get back within a couple of tenths of him. So now Steve is hanging back at around 1.3 seconds adrift of George. But George, you gotta say, excellent recovery today. He came from pretty much last after lap 1 to now back up in P3. I will have to check who made that amazing dive bomb into turn 1 and took everyone out. We'll have to check, but More Than Amazing, no surprise there, goes fastest lap.
One of the Red Bulls, I'm not sure who it was. But
it was either Telecal or Daniel LUK who was responsible for that, but we'll check that afterwards. But More Than Amazing, no surprises there. Goes with fastest lap. He is on brand new Ultra Soft, so he's just nursing them to the end now. But there's 2 laps to go for Manny D. He's had a quiet one today. Yeah, he's done a good job. He's managed to he's pulling off the 1-stop right now, which is quite incredible. I think John is on is he on a 1-stop as well, or has he made 2?
something for a second.
On a 1-stop as well. So 3 drivers have managed to do the 1-stop, and Manny D has made it work perfectly.
So we do have around 2 laps to go today, and we look up through the grid, and really Manny D has put on another masterclass today. I mean, taking up the scraps of his Force India #1 teammate Flair. He's taken up that, and now he's kept that 22-second gap. Back in third is George. That gap is increasing between him and Steve. Looking back, there could be something between Ikilu and More Than Amazing.
P5.
Yep, these 2 are definitely going to go at it again down the straight. Who is going to get the position? I think More Than Amazing. I mean, he's already used up one of his dive bomb cards. He's going to have to use another as he goes up the outside, switching lanes to the inside.
Whew. Incredible move.
Yeah. Last minute action.
Come back though.
Yep. Side by side. Down the straight, DRS open. This is going to be close between those 2.
he should be good on the brakes. He's on brand new motor stuff, hanging it round the outside of the Haas, but it's still not done. IQ Lou's doing a great job. He's on worn old super softs, and he's still trying to hold it. Can he hold it around the outside? No, he's not going to be able to put up a fight against those brand new motor softs. So more than amazing. Gets past eventually and goes into P5.
So those two were ever so close to each other. I mean, into turn one, switching lanes. That was fantastic stuff by More Than Amazing. Now he's going to go for the fastest lap. But Matty D leads for the final lap as he's going through the final couple corners as he's just doing what he did last week.
He's already weaving.
Better not spin it, Matty, but you're going to go through the final two corners. Your winner of the Austrian Grand Prix will be Matty D, goes back-to-back, and as he wins the Austrian Grand Prix in Spielberg.
Burn out across the line.
Had to miss that one, but... Second is going to be Cam back, and third is George, still running in the positions they are. Oh, looks like John got by Telecal across the line.
He did.
Those two were lapped, by the way, so looks like EQ is one of the few cars not a lap down. So we go to the rest of the grid. Second is Cam. Final corner for George. He's going to make a remarkable recovery. Finished third. Crossing the line. He'll get that position. Fourth is going to be more than... Steve. Fifth is going to have to be More Than Amazing. Look at positions gained. I think if I was going to have to give driver of the day, I mean, George did start third. However, like we said, that recovery, I mean, did a fantastic job today. John made up 5 positions. You could look at that as well. Look at through everyone else. I'm not sure who I'd give driver of the day. Do you have anyone in mind?
Yeah, it's I'd have to give it to Matty D. I mean, he was pretty much flawless. There's nothing else really to it. He managed to do the one stop, kept everything clean. Everybody else was, I mean, More Than Amazing, put on a show. I'll give him that. So it's between maybe him and Matty D, but I think Matty D might edge him out because of he just drove well.
So the man on the top step today is Matty D again for Force India, and it looks like that streak of new time winners stops today, as he'll hold the trophy again. He'll kiss it in Spielberg, and joining him on the podium is going to be Cam and George. And what a way to do it, as your winner today is Matty D again, stabilizing himself inside this championship hunt. So as the podium finishes up, and your winner, oh my, look at these penalties.
Right, any position changes due to penalties? Not that I can see.
No. I mean...
Nope.
Looks to be good.
Wow. Even Matty D got penalties, 6 seconds. Yeah.
So we will be getting driver interviews in just a moment. We'll be getting your Grand Prix winner, Matty D, in the booth with us, so stay tuned for that. So, little press release from Danny Ayuke and Telecal. It says, Telecal, haha, I'm letting you go, and you turn on to me. Haha, that was unexpected. So, a little banter between them. Definitely good to see that they're both still communicating very well. Not sure if Matty D has joined us in the party yet or not.
No, he hasn't, as far as I know.
Okay. You'll definitely have to talk to More Than Amazing on what happened there. That was...
Yeah.
Remarkable, but
yeah.
Here we go. You have your Grand Prix winner, back to back for Matty D. So joining us, what was it? How did you feel when your teammate ended up spinning and retiring, and you took up the ashes and ended up winning today?
I don't know what happened to him. It was he had me in the first stint. He genuinely had me in the first stint. Doesn't he run assists or something like that?
I think it was like medium traction control or something, but like
yeah, because I could not. I'd get within a range, and I just, you know, when you have like the dirty air, I just couldn't get anywhere close to him in the first stint. So I decided, I think it was lap 11, which is about 3 laps earlier than my original pit window, to do the one stop. I pitted to try and get like a bit of an undercut on him. I say a bit, it was quite a big undercut. And I think I nailed the first lap, and I think that was then when he retired. but I think I'd got the gap down to within range of jumping him. So that was quite a nice feeling. So I managed to absolutely nail the lap in completely clean air. But it's a shame that he retired, because I genuinely don't know what happened to him. But it was shaping up to be a good race. But hey, that's racing, isn't it?
Indeed. Well, unfortunately, I say that, but you have ended the streak of 5 different winners, so you are the first back-to-back winner in PSR history. Yeah, you are the first back-to-back winner in PSR history. How does that feel?
That's good. It's good. It's a shame that I'm not going to be able to make it 3 in a row, because I'm definitely not going to be racing next week. So it opens up the opportunity to someone else. So, I mean, if we're open for a weekend off, I'll happily take it. But yeah, I probably won't be racing next weekend. So that will open up the opportunity for someone to get back in it. But I don't know what the next round is, and then the one after that anyway.
I don't know either. I'm gonna check.
No. Yeah. It was really, really close race. It was much more tense than Monaco, really.
Wow.
So well, the corner cutting's a lot more tighter on this track.
Okay, so
and I was pushing. Okay.
We'll say the next 2 weeks. Next week should be Hungary. Then after that will be Baku.
Oh, dearie me. Okay. So are we definitely racing next weekend?
Yes, we will.
Okay, then I will be not there for Hungary, but I will be there for Baku.
Okay. So thank you very much for joining us in the booth. Yeah. We just get a press release statement from Telecal letting us know it was him in the first corner. Lockup from him causing that huge chain reaction accident in turn 1. So that is some news for us. Next in the booth, we should be getting Cam. So there we go. Okay, so he should join us any moment. He's very talkative like me, so I know he's going to have a lot to say after that runner-up position today. So, we'll have to wait for him to join the booth. I know it's very quickly when it happens, but hoping for him to join. He's finally joined, so the man runner-up today in second place in the Renault extends his point lead. Cam, how'd you do it? I mean, a lot happened, and you were the one to be able to avoid most of those incidents. How'd you do it? Hello, are you there?
Good answer. I agree.
It's okay. We didn't want to hear you. No, I'm kidding. Cam, can you hear us?
Yeah, sorry, my mic was off. The only real challenge I had the entire race was George, lap 1, before he got spun. And that's really it. It was about as easy as you can have a race.
Yeah, so with that second place, what do you think your chances of clinching the title are this year?
Well, next week I'll definitely have a good chance, because Hungary, not 1, Maddie won't be there, and 2, Hungary is one of my best tracks in this game.
Oh, I thought it was Baku.
Yeah.
And then they actually made you try, so now it's not your good track anymore.
So there's still a lot of races left to run, so it's definitely a little too early to see.
Okay. So thank you for joining us in the booth. Next we'll get our third place finisher. Then after that we'll get more than amazing, because that incident, we still have to ask him what happened. So thank you for joining us in the booth, Cam. So, crap, hoping he's still on. We're gonna get Maldonado in the booth. He's like, yeah, he has Maldonado's number, and he sounds like him. We should just let him know that he sounds like Maldonado, and he has his number. But I mean, the Maldonado of this league was FIFA. A little bit.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have his wheel.
Just a small bit.
Okay, so we have George in the party. AKA Maldonado. That's what Soup calls you because of your number 13 and how
No,
you
no,
talk.
you called him that as well. You can't deny.
No, I agreed, but you stated it.
You
so
agreed, fair enough.
He takes that as a compliment.
I'd take it as a compliment.
Yeah, because he's a Grand Prix winner. He's a legend of F1. So,
Absolute legend of F1.
Yes. Okay, so George, I mean, that was an intense battle. I mean, on your onboard view, what was it like seeing the incident with More Than Amazing, and how'd you get a podium today?
Well, it was really tough, really hard race because I really had the pace. I did an okay first run on quali, and in the second run I was up by 6 tenths, like to go on pole, and I got my lap invalidated at the final turn, so that sucked. And then the start, I had a really good start, tried to go on the outside to do the switchback and attempt a move onto the second placement, but I got taken out and back into last, so it was a pretty intense race to get back into the podium, but I enjoyed it, definitely.
Yep, good. So you've been very consistent this year. So do you think you're still in with a chance of winning the championship this year?
Yeah, certainly. Things are not over and it's impossible, so I won't give up on my side.
Good stuff.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for joining us in the booth, George. Your third place finisher, the man to get on the podium to beat Steve. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Okay, so now I'm hoping we can get More Than Amazing in, because I really want to hear his point of view. I think a lot of people do as well. Yeah, he's like, oh, I take it as a compliment. Okay. So, I'm gonna have to wait for More Than Amazing to join.
Yep.
He says, cool. Okay, so he's gonna join us.
Because boy, oh boy, have we got some questions.
I'm gonna ask him the question, so you have to come up with something else. So More Than Amazing.
Hello.
We're all scratching our heads. What was that move that you made? It's sort of like a 1997, Villeneuve Schumacher move at Jerez, something like that.
Yeah, I caught myself in two minds with that one. The gap was slightly open. I thought I could still keep fight position, but I broke too late and carried on. Thankfully, Steve didn't turn it into me. It was just an indecision. I made the mistake. That's what it was.
So, do you think without that accident, do you think you had the pace to hold on to third place?
No. Fifth place was the best I was hoping for. I was on a completely different strategy anyway. I've had to pit in the next couple of laps, so it was fun while I was racing. I wasn't expected to be up that high after the first after qualifying. So I was very happy. I'm just taking the fifth place. Best I could hope for.
Alright.
Okay, thank you, More Than Amazing, for joining us in the booth. And
thank you very much.
Yeah. So I think that'll do it for us in the commentary booth. Fantastic race for the 5th race of Season 1 of Pinnacle Sim Racing. My name is Alan Cavagnaro, and I join you alongside Super Cooler. We will see you next weekend for the Hungarian Grand Prix. After that, will be Baku for the European Grand Prix. Yeah, I think that's it. So I think we'll finish it up. Any last words, Soup?
Right now, that's race of the season for me.
Yep, a fantastic race. Something to really look back at. So I think that's going to do it. My name's Alan Cavagnaro. I join you alongside Soup Cooler. We will see you next week for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Thank everybody so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Peace.